Anugerah ini adalah satu anugerah yang penting dan juga boleh jadikan salah satu alternatif ya bagaimana unit learning form. Mungkin ada di kalangan pengangkap kita tidak dapat mencapai sehingga taraf pengangkap beraja ataupun lambu pengangkap muda ataupun lambu pengangkap remaja. Muda, remaja. Jadi ini antara alternatif yang kita boleh gunakan ya untuk membantu khususnya pengangkap-pengangkap kita, murid-murid kita supaya mereka boleh masih lagi aktif ya, dalam pengangkap. Jadi tanpa membuang masa, saya tidak akan memperkenalkan panjang. Saya rasa Skipper Norma nanti akan memperkenalkan sedikit tentang beliau dan juga terus memulakan sesi kita. Ya, dengan itu saya serahkan kepada Skipper Norma. Thank you.
Terima kasih Skipper Charles. Terima kasih 32 Miri, betul?
Yes.
Ya, kerana menjemput saya pada malam ni untuk berkongsi tentang anugerah Remaja Perdana Rakan Muda ataupun dalam bahasa Inggeris dikenali sebagai Duke of Edinburgh Award. Sedikit berkenaan saya tak ada slide untuk nak perkenalkan diri saya, tapi sebelum tu mula-mula saya hendak meminta maaf sebab saya tidak beruniform pengangkap malam ni. Sebab saya tak sempat balik rumah untuk ambil uniform dan memang kelang kabutlah hidup saya beberapa hari ini. Jadi saya rasa t-shirt putih memandai lah kan. Berkenaan diri saya bekerja sebagai seorang marine surveyor ataupun loss adjuster untuk marine insurance. Saya tak jual insurance. Kalau tak faham loss adjuster tu apa, tak apa, tu perbincangan hal lain. But that's what I do for a living. Other than that, I am a Scoutmaster, just a simple Scoutmaster for 2 open troops. My first open troop is the first one that I have been involved with, 7 Port Sea Scouts Malacca. And the second one is SEAL 30 Sea Scouts Kuala Lumpur. Please do not think that I run these 2 troops on my own. No, I am heavily supported by a team of adults who take up different portfolios in the management of these troops. And basically, with Anugerah Remaja Perdana Rakan Muda, only last week, was it last week? I can't remember, 2 weeks ago, we have been awarded our tauliah sebagai badan operasi. Then myself and Skipper Hilmi was also just awarded our tauliah pemimpin to run this program and to be award leaders. So without further ado, I will start the presentation. Hold on. By the way, okay kan campur-campur English Malay? Okay. All right, can you see everybody? I'm sure you can. Okay. So Anugerah Remaja Perdana Rakan Muda, also known as Duke of Edinburgh Award. It's been here a long time. You've heard about it. Kita semua pernah dengar pasal award ni. And another expert on the subject matter here today, is also with us in this webinar, is actually Skipper Charles Ling. Actually, he should probably talk about this rather than me. I'm just the newly minted pemimpin here, but that's okay. Thank you very much for asking me to speak, and I will share about this. Many times when we share about Anugerah Remaja Perdana, there's always an introduction to what it is. Yeah. So Skipper Charles, when he contacted me, he asked, okay, specifically, we want to know how to do it, and for troops, how do we become badan operasi? So these are the 2 main objectives tonight. Number 1, if you are a possible candidate, how do you start? And if you are a troop eager to be a badan operasi, what do you need to do? Yeah. So generally, what you need to know, the award has 3 things, 3 awards basically, and it comes in colors: bronze, silver, and gold. Yeah. And as you can see, there are minimum age requirement to start your award journey, we call it, yeah? So bronze, kepenggangsa, you start when you are 14. 14 in that year, not mistaken. Silver, perak, you start when you are 15. This is, I'm talking if you are directly entering, meaning you choose to not start from bronze. Yes, it's possible. You can actually enter in from bronze, you can enter from silver, you can enter from gold, but that depends on how old you are. Basically, bronze entrance at 14, silver entrance at 15, gold entrance at 16. If you then do, say you are 14, you do bronze, am I right? And then and there's a timeline to this. So remember this, there's a time frame to follow. Kena follow dia punya masa dia punya macam ada gancat lah. You finish your bronze in 3 months. You're still 14. Can you then do the silver? Answer is yes. So if you start from bronze, you finished it in 3 months. Also, you're still 14. You're not yet 15. You can move on to silver. So again, this age requirement is it's a minimum requirement if you're going in directly. Some of you are probably wondering, okay, DOE ni apa dia punya requirement nak kena buat apa? Ada buku skim tak? Ada macam dia punya buku panduan tak? Memang buku panduan dia ada, but and if you read it, you will realize that it's a very, very flexible program. So this slide here, as you can see, is the entire guideline to what to do. You are a candidate for an award. There are 4 things, actually. If you see here is 5. First is voluntary service. Dalam bahasa Melayu, hikmat masyarakat. Okay. Then you have physical recreation. I think that is anything to do with fitness. Skills, kemahiran. Adventurous journey, I think, is perjalanan lasak. They've got this Malay terminologies for it, and I have it somewhere at the end of these slides. I can't remember. And then you have the final one, which is the gold residential project, which you only do at gold level. So let's assume everybody's at bronze, or if you want to start silver. If you starting from there, you're only looking at voluntary service, physical recreation, skills, and adventurous journey. So this is basically the 4 elements of bronze and silver. And of course, in gold, you do all 5 elements. So if you look at voluntary service, hikmat masyarakat, you basically need to perform community service. Yeah. So choose a service you would like to do. They don't set like, oh, it must be only rumah orang tua, or it must be only feeding the needy, or a specific community service. It is basically anything you within your means and your interests. Physical recreation, basically anything to do with sports, something that you would like to embark on. It could be football, it could be basketball, but understand that it wants to see your progress from not knowing how to do this sport to eventually maybe playing in some mini league in school. Yeah. Skills, kemahiran. This anything to do with talent. You can talk about playing musical instruments. You want to pick up a skill in playing a musical instrument, and anything along those lines. Again, it's all about the progress. So some of you are wondering, oh, it's like lencana ahli music, I already know how to play something. Can I then slot it in for skills? No, it doesn't work that way. It works, you pick an interest in a skill you want to develop. So probably something that you know very little of, and then you build on it. So you show that there is progress in your learning. Yeah. And there's all timelines for that. Yeah. Adventurous journey. This is to do with camping and what do you call an expedition, actually. An expedition that involves a camp. So there are different requirements for this for bronze, silver, and gold. Again, it's not like Lencana Ali berkemah, or you know, like how many. Now you're probably thinking, oh, berapa lagi malam kena berkemah? No. It's not that. So when you go for your scout camps for either Lencana Usaha, Lencana Maju, or ahli berkemah, and so on and so forth, you basically do that activity and you log it in for your adventurous journey or your perjalanan lasak. Now, the Gold Residential Project is basically once you get to a level of actually doing gold, you have to choose to choose a project of some sort of developing or doing an activity with a territory that is foreign to you. Now, I don't mean that you take a plane and you fly out of your country. It could be in another state, but point being is that it is a place that you are not familiar with, and you can find something to develop together with the community there. So far, everyone follows? Yes, no, good, okay. All right. So you just now, then we just went through the entire what to do, actually, what you can do, not what to do, what you can do to get this award. But in determining what you can be doing, there are certain steps to follow. Now, this is important. If we have adult leaders here today, our job is to mentor them into making smart decisions or setting smart goals. And I'm sure most of you know what SMART goals is. S is for specific, they should be measurable, is it achievable, are the goals realistic, and how much time will it take? So the program for DOE is basically follows this. It is time bound, and what they want to see here is a consistency in the progress of your learning. We'll explore more in the next slide. Before we go into the schematics of what to do. So there is an international handbook for award leaders. It's available in PDF. I don't know if I have, but I will forward this handbook, the PDF version, to Skipper Charles, and you may contact Skipper Charles, and he would graciously share this material with you. It's a very useful handbook. Let me just show you the hard copy like this. So and it's very colorful. The PDF, I didn't buy this book. The PDF, I sent it to the printers, and then I made them bind it like this. But if you happen to have the original, or happen to be able to buy the original book, it's all I don't know what you call. Yeah, it's all booked, you know. But it's very useful. It tells you exactly what to do as a leader. It also has its own safe from harm. Very important for award leaders. So when I say award leaders, these are the mentors, meaning the adults, pemimpin pengakap lah ya. And it tells you exactly how to behave as an award leader, what to do. It's got like 27 perkara in here, and yeah, it's a very good tool to sort of check and balance whether you're doing the right thing. Yes, so we will go into very briefly what DOE is historically. I will just get out of the screen. But before that, any questions, anybody? You can put it on the chat. Let me just check on the chat. Hold on. Okay. Nobody's asking any questions. All very attentive students. Very good. Let's go to the history or timeline of DOE. Can you see, okay, I'm not so sure if you can actually see my screen right now. It says timeline. You see it or you don't? Did you see it just now? You see it now? Let's see, hold on. Okay, so when I go to the screen, you can actually see it, all right, right? Hold on, hold on. Ah, okay, all right, so that's what we're seeing. Hold on, yeah. Okay, now you can see it, I think.
Yeah, we can see it.
Great, all right. So a timeline, so maybe some of you are wondering, DOE, where did it come from? Like where did it started? Who started it? Or what's so great about it? It's named after an honor, a royal title called Duke of Edinburgh. It started in 1956. You can see this in the ofE.org website. And back then, when they started it covers different elements. Basically, rescue, public service, expedition pursuits, projects, and fitness. Pretty much the same as today. It hasn't changed much. Of course, when everything started, things evolved. Yeah? And in 1957, they included girls. Yay! Just like scouting, they started including girls. And when they included girls in 1957, they included design for living, adventure, interest, and service. So on and so forth into 1959, it evolved into a charitable trust. And the real schematic of things started in 1969, where they launched the DOE for young people, for young people aged 14 to 21. And as of 1975, 1 million people have started their award journey. And His Royal Highness, the Earl of Wessex, achieved his gold award in 1986. When I sat for the seminar in for the Khusus Pemimpin, and I can't remember, but correct me if I'm wrong, Zili and Skipper Hilmi. I think was it the Duke of Edinburgh himself, or is it the Earl of Wessex that took 9 years to complete his goal? Yeah, so even the one named of the royals that did it, they took time to do it. Yeah, there was no special treatment for them. And up into the millennia, 2000s, DOE handed over chairmanship of trustees to Sir Tom Farmer. This is just the evolution of what the charitable trusts had gone through. And finally, in 2006, turned 50 years old and was awarded a royal charter. I think this is something the government confers onto an institution up for long-standing, outstanding, what do you call, existence. And most importantly, actually, in 2009, the online management system is launched. Now, when we say the online management system, it made log booking, not a word every scout likes to hear. It made log booking a lot more easier. But don't worry about log books for this Anugerah Remaja Perdana Rakan Muda. We will explore how easy it is to do. Except if you are you have direct license with DOE, you can just you'll be given a username and password, and you can just log in your activities there. So you don't even have to write. And let's move on to 2019, 2018, 2019. All these milestones that's achieved, and 2019's milestone caught my attention. It's got a diamond challenge, and I learned that several Malaysians actually have achieved this diamond challenge, flexing their diamond certificate and pin. Very, very pretty trinkets. I really like them. Yeah. Now I shall go back to any questions so far? No. All right. Good. Let me just go back to the slides and then. Okay. So because Skipper Charles asked me to share what prospecting award leaders, adults, how they can take on this in their troops. So before I go any further, here's a note to all award leaders, that award leaders, and I know, when you are a very ambitious Scoutmaster, 10 King Scout every year, or at least, 10 Rambu Kuning, or Rambu Hijau. You have your own KPI. Now, in doing so, I know you're all very excited, but do not impose your personal vision, mission, or KPIs onto the child attempting the award, because you have to understand that the assessors, the penilai at the jabatan level or the kementerian level, they need to see that the child is not programmed to do this. It has to be voluntary. In the leader's handbook, which once you have time you can read, you can see that there are attributes that they're actually the award objectives, and one of it is a voluntary. Yeah. Don't worry about meeting these KPIs, because the child has time to do it. They have until 24 years old, 25 years old to do this. Yeah. Second, the award leader role is to mentor. You do not instruct, and most importantly, you have to provide a safe space and environment for the candidate in the course of their journey. Of course, this with regards to Perdana Rasa, because that's the time where everybody would do it together. So be careful to engage third-party vendors who have safety as their priority for any expeditions or camps. Very important, yeah. Number three, you know how we have skills, physical recreation, voluntary service, the elements. Yes, we said before, guide the candidates toward making SMART goals. And if you have candidates who just changes their minds every now and then, like, oh, this month I like to play football, but next month I don't like football anymore. I want to do something else. Is that okay? So, okay, understand that there are objectives to meet in each element. One of the things that the passport or the logbook needs to show is that the candidate must enjoy what they're doing. Yes, when I say that this program is flexible, it's flexible. So they do give some leeway for fickle minds. but not too fickle. Again, it's all subjective to the objectives at the end of the day. So, to you young ones here who are listening in today, how do you start? So, step by step, I'll say, how old are you? So this is what you need to check your age. Am I 14? Am I 15? Am I 16 minimally? Okay. And based on that, you decide if you like to start from bronze or a direct entry to silver. Direct entry to silver would be how old? Any numbers? Any numbers? Would be how old?
Among the list, I think most of them youngest. Ada yang tingkatan 1 kah?
I'm just trying to check if everybody's still alive. Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm sure they are, but never mind. We'll just continue this. So if you do not know, so minimum for silver would be 15 and gold would be 60. So what you need to do then, once you have decided how you want to enter, you can fill in the form. So there are actually forms to fill separately for bronze, silver, and as well as gold. And then later you go back to your award leader and you start setting your goals. So you got to plan this together with your mentor. So these are how the forms look like, which available in PDF, and I will also share this with Skipper Charles, who will then share with the rest of the world. Miri, whole of Sarawak, whole of Borneo. Gangsa Pera is the same form, yeah. You fill this up and you submit it. Your award leader will submit this to the respective or your regional, Jabatan Belia and Sukan, your kawasan basically. Yeah, this is if you are progressing to emas this form, and then there is also a form if you're entering straight into gold. So again, the minimum age is 16, but direct entrance into gold, I think if you look at all the elements, voluntary service up to the residential project, the residential project you realize is probably something more for pengakap, remaja, kelana-ish, because there's a lot of responsibilities. It's like managing an entire project, and the child has to be able to multitask in some sense, all these kind of things. So the minimum age is still 16. So if the 16-year-old thinks they can take it on, please guide them to do so. So I go back to the award framework, bronze, silver, and gold. As you can see that I said that all these things are time-bound. 6 months minimum participation for bronze, silver, what was that? I can't really see this thing. 12 months and 18 months for gold. But this is DOE if you're directly doing DOE with like international. Under Rakan Muda program, bronze is actually just 3 months. Silver remains at 12, and gold is at 18 months. And this is a further what do you call structure of the minimum age for direct or continuing participants for each level, which I believe you can go through it. It's also in the award leaders handbook. Here comes the interesting part, the schematics. All right, I put in the forms. I'm now a badan operasi. What do I do? How do I plan this, right? So here we go. You have physical recreation, skills, and voluntary service, an adventurous journey, for bronze and silver, and gold will have an extra thing called the residential project. These are the timelines you need to complete. Okay. Probably a better way to look at it would be this slide. Okay. So this is what award leaders need to go through with their mentees, the candidates. You have a table, and you tell yourself, and you know that you're doing bronze. There's a minimum timeline of 3 months. Okay. Now the rule of thumb, this is what was taught to us by the Jabatan or Kementerian Belia and Sukan, that the key is to key in consistently 3 weeks. 1 hour per week. Meaning, if you're doing any of the activity, whether you're enhancing your skill or whether you're rendering service to the community, or whether you are doing some physical recreation, activity lasa is what they call it. You need to be showing proof or clock in the hours that you've been doing at least once a week. Now, of course, realistically, you probably won't be doing something 1 hour a week. You probably be doing committing more hours to something for one of the elements. But here's the rule of thumb. They interpret 1 month as having 4 to 5 weeks. Now, let's take the longest weeks, okay? And therefore, for 3 months, you've got how many hours? 15 hours. And your minimum engagement is 1 hour a week. So in 3 hours, this table here is a proposed how many hours you should commit to each of the element, particularly khidmat masyarakat, aktiviti lasak, and kemahiran, in those 3 months. Now you can see there's a column of December just in case. And some of you probably ask, October, September. September is probably I don't know, but say it's exam month, and you really don't want to be doing anything else but study. Let's say you're the kind of person, okay, who just like, okay, everything off, phone shut off, I don't want to do anything, I just want to study. Is that okay? Answer is yes. As long as you have 3 months, 15 hours. So let's say you start in September, October, you take a month off. So then you continue your journey in November and then in December. But the point is, for bronze, it's 3 months, okay? Some of you may not be able to do khidmat masyarakat, activity lasa, and polish your skills for a talent, all at the same time in 3 months. Can this drag on to 6 months? Yes, because you probably be starting khidmat masyarakat in September, for example, and you try your best to consistently engage for 5 hours a month. And then you probably scratch your head and go like, I've got too much to handle. I'll probably start activity lasa in November. And then kemahiran, you slot it in somewhere. That's okay. So again, this is flexible. And whatever's shown here is just a suggestion. This is like A-star student who can do this. But yes, it's flexible. You can miss out some months for as long as you actually have the months. Now, here's another scenario. What if in September I started doing an hour, and then I thought I could accumulate up to 5, but I only have 3 hours for September. Now, does that month count? Okay, in the Kursus Pemimpin, they told us that the minimum, to make that month count, the minimum engagement hour has to be 3 hours. That's the minimum. So you now understand that you've got the subsequent months to sort of top up. But say in October, in September you did say 3 hours, and in October you really can't cope. You've only done 1. Now, does October count? No, it doesn't count as the second month. You will then have to bring it forward to the next month. And of course, Penjelajahan Lasa Adventurous Journey is a camp, which involves a journey. You need to plan this with your award leader. And then it could be perkemahan, rencana, usaha, but I'm not so sure of the distance for the journey. The award, the handbook actually has the details for that. So tonight we're just going to explore the schematic of things. We're not going to go into too detail because that's for you to start registering as a badan operasi, and you go for the kursus pemimpin, and then you can detail out your own troop journey from there on. So here's an example for silver, perak, 6 months timeline. Okay, same schematics. Again, whatever's proposed here is just a suggestion. You will probably be dragging this up to month 7, 8, 9. It really depends on the individual. You probably have questions like, do I do all of this in school only or at troop meets only? Again, remember, when you plan this journey with your ward leader, you probably would have chosen skills. Not 20 people in your troop will be doing the piano, for example. Somebody would probably be choosing something else, and that's not something for your leader to arrange. That's for you to embark on. It's your experience, it's your journey, and you have to show that you like what you're doing. Yeah. So even for the same for your activity lasak and your hikmat masyarakat, you find that you will have a mixture of things, and you will need to plan this. Your ward leader will help you to remind you, by the way, you need two more hours this month, or you're missing out this month. Are you skipping it? And so that's what the ward leader does. They sort of like keep you on track and motivate you. So but the whole planning of things, depending on what activity you choose for each element, that's entirely up to you. And again, what's the deadline for this? So unlike Muda and Remaja, which is time bound by age, you can be doing this until you're 25 years old. So for example, you probably start September 2020, and then in October you got lazy, and you suddenly 2-3 years down the line, okay, can I continue or want to accumulate the hours for month 3, month 4, month 5, month 6? Answer is yes, you may, but don't do that. Yeah. And this would be a suggested timeline for the goal. That's 12 months. Now, direct entry into gold. You're 16. You see all your friends having awards. You've got nothing, and you go like, I better do something. But you want to go straight into gold. Now remember, direct entrance for gold, it's not 12 months. You need to clock in a whole 18 months. That's a year and a half. Takes a lot of patience, but I believe, there's a will, there's a way. But say you are not doing the direct entry, you're going in from, coming in from silver. It's 12 months, and this is the suggested timeline to do things. 5 hours all the way, 12 months through, and the penjelajahan lasak will then increase 4 days, 3 nights, and can be done anytime within this 12 months or 18 months of your journey. Yep. The same flexibility follows. Again, what's the deadline? Up to year 2025 or 24. I forgot the details, but yeah, generally that age. So that's just a repeat of what was shown before. And at the end of the day, when you submit your to apply, not to apply, you submit your passport. I'll show you a sample of a buku record later, but you will submit a summary of the hours you've clocked in, yeah, with a little bit of description of what you've done on the dates you've done, and which calculates up to the required hours, distance, and all the other elements. And upon verification of what you've done, your journey, you will be then awarded the bronze. It's a bronze little enamel pin, metal pin, with the certificate. Similarly for silver, but for gold, you'll be awarded those things, but it comes with a ceremony. I don't know how many of you read the papers was it last year or this year? The Duke of Edinburgh himself came to grace the event and awarded the gold pin and the gold certificate to the awardees. Good news for award leaders. If you feel not so appreciated in conducting the Scout program, be a award leader. They've got an appreciation. What do you call? They have their own appreciation like certificate or award for award leaders. So yay to us adults. So some of you will then say like, so much to do. I'm already doing Scouts and so many things, and now I got to do more. Please don't look at it as you are doing more. You're only doing Scouts. You're just submitting it for 2 awards. Oh, does that mean I have to do more logbooks? No. In Scouts, you do the logbooks, but in this one, you just write a simple summary. It's like filling up a table. What did you do, and how many hours clocked in? So it's just doing one thing, submitting for 2 awards. And if it's not encouraging enough, if you see the screen, this is the score element for special awards under PAJSK. As you can see, it's listed there, Anugerah Remaja Perdana, Anjuran Kebencian Belia dan Sukan, emas 10 scores, perak 7, bronze 5. I took the liberty of including Anugerah Pengangkat Raja and Pandu Puteri Raja 10 points there. Please do not let go of your dream to becoming a King Scout or Queen's Guide. Please don't ditch that and do just ARP. Aim to do the King Scout Award and submit whatever you're doing in the interim for your ARP as well. So that's for the kids. And then the Scout leaders are probably thinking now, okay, how do I be a Badan Operasi? Very simple. You fill up the BO application form, which I will also forward to Skipper Charles. You can get it from him. A few things you need to attach. Your sijil pendaftaran kumpulan. Yeah, just a copy of that. If you have your tauliah pemimpin for your kumpulan, I included that for when I submitted mine, though they didn't ask for it actually. In the form, they will say tauliah pemimpin. I think what they mean is, after you go for the kursus tauliah, kursus pemimpin for Anugerah Remaja Perdana, that one, they will give you your tauliah pemimpin for that, for running the program. So if you already have that, or you have somebody who has that, you can attach that. Yep. So you submit that to your Jabatan Belia dan Sukan in your kawasan. And good news, the usual 50 ringgit annual fee has been waived. Yes, free of charge. No money. No need to pay anything. Okay. Frequently asked questions. What's the price to register for bronze, silver, and gold? So you've got your Badan Operasi set up. You're like me now, very excited. I'm now a Badan Operasi, yay, okay, so I want to register my first 20 bronze, for example. How much to pay? Free of charge. Just fill in the form, go to your the Jabatan Belia dan Sukan in your area, submit the forms, and it's free. Okay, so which means this is very important. This is the first thing you need to do. Remember, it is time bound, not by age, but from the moment you start. So a good thing to do for leaders is, when we have this 31 March normally is the time where everybody like kelam kabut want to register, renew their pendaftaran keahlian, right? That's the time, really, if you've got any new members, just register everybody. Because it really doesn't matter whether we finish the award or not. But you don't want them to lose out on like after 1 year, they go like, suddenly want to feel to do bronze or feel like doing this. They would have lost that time. So like in Scouts, I know we're very flexible in backdating things for the child, for some of the badges. Unfortunately for DOE, you cannot do that. It has to be not what you've done in the past. It has to be what you're about to do. Yeah. Price to register the troop as a Badan Operasi, like I said before, is FOC. And let's say 6 months down the line, all of your 20 candidates finish their bronze, they're ready to submit their passport and ready to be evaluated. What is the price to issue the for jabatan to issue the pin badge and the certificate? Also free. And I would like to quote Skipper Chanzili on the 4th FAQ. What's the magnitude? What else the child can earn from what would be the what is the what do you call what else the child can, what are the enjoyable things that the child can earn from this? He said priceless. Logbook. Again, a logbook's not required for bronze and silver, but we actually recommend that you actually do one, a very simple one which can be typed. Now, good news, no need to handwrite, you don't have to draw, you don't have to, no, you don't have to do all that. And the passport, which I will show you after I finish the slides, if you don't have it, that's fine. You can actually create your own template on Microsoft Word. A guide will be given to you, and you can fill that up. However, for gold, the logbook is required this entire journey. We will also look into what that logbook looks like, yeah? And another good news is it can be done in English or Bahasa Malaysia. It can be typed. And the photographs, you probably need like a few photographs to just prove that you were there at that time doing what you needed to do. And basically that's it. It's not like our typical Scout logbook. So, thank you. And questions? I will get out of this sharing thing. Hold on. How do I do that? Stop sharing. Yes. And I promised to show you. Everybody can see me now and not the slides. Yeah. So this is how the buku record looks like. Now that depends on your Jabatan Belusukan Kawasan whether they actually have the budget to reprint this. Earlier on when we were at the Khusus Pemimpin, they said to us they will make an e-version of this, which you can download. Apparently now it's not available. But if I were to show you how it looks like inside, and it's probably mirrored. Yeah, this is what I mean by the jadwal. You know, it's just a simple table for you to key in like a date, you know, ringkasan activity, tanda tangan signature. So the person who yang menyelia you doing your activity has to then sign on it. Okay. This also would actually come under frequently asked questions. Who can sign you off on the activity you're doing? Can your parents do it for you? Okay. If they are an authority on the subject matter, if they are your piano teacher, yes. You understand? It follows the profession, not so much the relation. However, if you read the International Handbook for ward leaders, it says that it does say that relatives and family members are not allowed to be assessors for this. So again, I think the Malaysian version has sort of made it a bit more easier. But as good practice, I normally do not encourage that your family members are the one, you know, signing you off on things. Always try to get someone to verify you, verify for you. Yeah, basically the whole book is just keying in stuff like this. Of course, there are other elements, but you can always recreate this on Microsoft Word if you must. And this is how the gold looks like. Yeah, and it's the same content as that of bronze and silver. Also, you may modify, create your own template. Very flexible. So yes, that's what's the time now? 9:26. That's all I have to show actually. What I can also forward to Skipper Charles. There is an example of a boy who has done his gold award. It's and from there you can actually see what he writes in, how he tabulates his hours. You can get that from Skipper Charles. It's actually just a link. You can actually see it transcribed Yeah, he for some reason, I think his leader uploaded it, like his entire logbook up there. And there you can have an idea what he did and how he reported it. Any questions so far?
Skip Norma, may I ask how long is the course for this courses for pemimpin?
It used to be 2 days, or was it 3 days? But now it's just for a day.
Or day?
The one I attended was just for a day. Then at that course, they said, oh, normally we take 2 or 3 days to do this course. But to be honest, the information, it just takes half a day.
Oh,
It's really
yes.
not complicated. Like whatever I'm telling you now is, it's like, you know, it's in an hour. But I had to sit through like from 9 o'clock to 5.
Wow. Is there any charges or any fee imposed?
No fee to attend the course, as far as I know, yeah.
Just a quick question. For the Rover Scout, they are also entitled to join this program.
Yes, age limit is 14 to 25. Yeah.
25. So I just want to clarify, just now as you mentioned, let's say for this, when you sign up for, okay, for example, for the Rover Scout, they are like most of them are 18 years old and above, so they can straight away sign up for the gold scheme.
Yes, they may, and if they want to take it slow, they can start bronze too. But yeah, anyway is fine.
All right. Now for this DOE award, it comes with certification from Jabatan Perdana Sukan, or it also comes together with cert from UK.
From what I saw, it's actually a template because Jabatan Belia and Sukan is actually the national accredited organization for DOE, meaning they pay the licensing fee to ITA, International Award for Young People, DOE directly, and what happens then? A cert or template is given to them, and therefore Jabatan then sort of incorporates some writing in Malay for that, but it is a DOE cert. The logo DOE is there lah.
Okay, pada peserta lain, jika ada soalan khususnya pemimpin, guru-guru penasihat uniform lain, jika ingin bertanya lebih lanjut. Also take this as an opportunity to learn English. Sorry, maybe some of them requested to be more of the sharing, because in the school nowadays we have this HIP program, highly immersive program, where we actually encourage English as in speaking, on writing, and so forth. So one of the reasons why sometimes we have this webinar organized in English, so that you can sharpen the English, so to help the school to implement this HIP. Yeah. So we're actually killing 2 birds with 1 stone tonight. So we have Skipper Jude to ask something about Taulia.
Schedule for the course. Yeah. What do you mean by schedule for the course? Like when's the next course? Is it for pemimpin? Is that what you mean? Okay. That you have to ask the jabatan in your kawasan. They apparently have a schedule of courses spread in between Semenanjung and also Borneo. In fact, before the KL one happened for me, 2 weeks before that, they were actually in Sarawak.
Oh.
Yeah, but they're very friendly people. What I can do also is to actually forward you a number, I think, though I'm not so sure if that's just a KL person. What now they're pretty I think they're friendlier due to COVID. You can actually ask if you go to the office in your kawasan and you ask them, oh, I want to be Badan Operasi, when is the next courses? They can probably tell you. Yeah. I see Skipper Amri has a few things to say about that.
Cikgu Amri nak respond sesuatu?
Okey. Selamat petang semua. Salam pengakap. Sorry ya. Yang berkaitan dengan kos khusus tu di Sarawak, okey, pihak HQ Sarawak sebelum ni dah panggil bagi pemimpin pengakap yang berminat untuk ikut serta. So benda tu dibuat di HQ Kuching. So di peringkat di Miri, saya dah berbincang dengan pihak pejabat belia untuk buat this program sekali lagi, tapi fokus kita mau kepada daerah Miri lah. So sekarang ni masih ngatur tarikh memandangkan keadaan kes COVID makin naik. So kita cuba cari alternatif yang lain lah macam mana nak buat. Kalau dapat pihak HQ KBS Sarawak approve, should be okay lah. Okay. Tapi kalau apa-apa boleh rujuk dengan saya sebab planning memang kita akan gerakkan ke sekolah melalui PKKK dan pegawai ataupun guru yang akan pegang ARP nanti untuk semua sekolah. Itu saja. Thank you.
Okay, terima kasih Cikgu Amri. Kita baiklah untuk warga Miri ya. Kita ada inisiatif dari PPD Miri ya untuk membantu.
Activities, Skipper Jude has a question. Activities can actually do at home, document and log them, right? Yes, I suppose if it's piano class at home, yeah. But if it's activity lasa at home, probably no. You understand? It goes with the element, yeah. So I'm not saying yes and no for this. It depends on what you're actually attempting to.
One quick question, Skipper Norma. I'm quite sure when you attended the course, I mean, there are some concerns about all these outdoor activities that is being organized to be fulfilled so that we can get all these awards for DOE. But at the same time, we're also concerned about the pandemic. Is there any amendments or adjustment temporarily given?
Yes. If you go to let me look for this website, www.itawards.com. I will share with you later, which you can share with the rest. So there is what do you call an exclusion during the pandemic, giving like some form of moratorium, you know, to facilitate, especially those who are urgent for, you know, who are about the end of the age, towards the end of the spectrum of the age category. Yes, there is. I cannot remember what the exclusion is about, but there is one. Yes. Can jalan still, because like I said, maybe for the outdoor bit, the camping bit, due to COVID, you can put that on hold. You just need to discuss this with the what do you call, Jabatan Belia and Sukan, and they're very flexible about it as well. They understand. But for things that you can actually do at home, you can help it. Yeah, that you can carry on. But most importantly, upon me saying this, please make sure you are registered first. Again, you cannot backtrack your activity. Yeah, it has to be at the point that Jabatan knows you exist, you are registered, and all 10 or 20 of your members have applied to start on the either bronze, silver, or gold. They go by that. So we need to get out of this mindset of backtracking, which we always do for the Scouts. So all these things, yeah.
Ada soalan terakhir sebelum kita berhenti di sini. Kita tunda webinar kita.
Sorry Skip Charles. Saya just nak tambah sikit apa yang Skipper Norma mention tadi kan. Macam di Miri, okay, ini ikut kebiasaan yang Miri pernah buat, yang budak-budak saya pernah buat dengan di bawah SM Science dengan college. So pihak pejabat belia dan sukan di Miri dan yang di Sarawak, negeri Sarawak punya, dia menggalakkan kita buat satu logbook. Walaupun kita memang ada logbook daripada pejabat belia sendiri yang kecil tu, tapi kita tetap kena tulis macam kita buat logbook untuk pengakap, at least kena lebih detail. Sebab tujuan dia adalah untuk preparation ke emas. Sebab kalau kita tidak dapat mendisiplinkan diri untuk gangsa dan perak, bila sampai ke emas, kita akan ada masalah. Contoh macam di bawah saya ada 14 orang sedang dalam join emas sekarang ni. So banyak benda lah yang perlu diteliti. Sebab salah seorang penilai untuk emas sebenarnya ada di Kuching, Tuan Yaman. So dia salah seorang lah yang penilai emas. Bila kita tengok, minta dia datang ke Miri untuk tengok pelaporan ataupun logbook pelajar-pelajar berkaitan dengan gangsa dan perak, dia sangat berpuas hati. At least dia kata kalau masuk emas tidaklah pening kepala. Sebab detail, dia lebih detail lagi sebenarnya. Itu kebiasaan yang di Miri lah. Okay, thank you.
Okay, terima kasih juga Amri. Cikgu Jolo, will you say something? Cikgu Jolo, you ask something, sir? Cikgu Jolo is also from my school, on a active scout leader.
Support adalah nak tanya apa-apa soalan. Okay, very informative lah the information tonight. Thank you very much.
Okay, thank you, sir. All right, maybe before we sign off, is Skipper Charles Ling want to say something, sir?
No, I'm just looking at in terms of kalau ada masa lagi lah, in maybe another 10-15 minutes for me to share a little bit. Itu pun kalau nak lah, because I'm sharing yang sesi yang saya ada berkenaan DOE pada bulan tak silap saya bulan Mei ke bulan Jun yang lepas. Yang sebab tadi ada yang tanya berkenaan sama ada masa COVID ni ataupun PKP ni boleh buat tak DOE enable ni. Okay, so yang ni apa kelonggaran yang saya dapat yang ini terus daripada International Office. So sama jugalah bagi pandangan saya, boleh fikir-fikirkan dan juga mungkin boleh berbincang dengan Jabatan Belia Sukan di daerah Miri ya. Okay, can I mistake sekejap, fikir macam mana nak share slide dulu. Ini bukan slide pun, ini saya ambil gambar je. Alright. Okay, semua boleh nampak kan yang slide saya. Guiding principles, everyone can see that. Nampak slide saya kan? Okay, right. Okay, yang ini saya dapat bulan Jun lah yang lepas. Mereka kata bulan Ogos mungkin ada perubahan, tapi setakat ini saya tak dapat apa-apa maklumat. Alright, so seperti yang Skipper Norma beritahu, okay, memang award ni adalah non-formal, dia flexible, alright, dan purpose built, okay, and then dia boleh dilakukan secara isolation lah, secara sendiri juga boleh. Okay, now kita tahu dia dalam DOE ini dia ada 4 elemen, okay, kecuali untuk emas dia ada elemen tambahan lah. Okay, so contoh dalam screen saya ni dia bercakap berkenaan physical recreation. Okay, yang physical tu kalau ikutkan contoh memang kena buat benda yang fizikal lah. Apa yang jurulatih saya dulu dia beritahu macam mana nak bezakan fizikal dengan skill, kemahiran. Adalah fizikal anda akan berpeluh lah. Okay, so kalau aktiviti tu menyebabkan anda berpeluh, itulah physical recreation. Itu yang saya dapat daripada jurulatih saya dahulu lah. Okay, tapi dalam gambar ni, okay, yang slide ni yang mereka tunjukkan, Alright, dalam physical recreation ni masih boleh buat di rumah. Okey, sebagai contoh kalau anda lihat di gambar sebelah kiri ni, alright, gadis ni dia teruskan latihan tinju dia. Okey, dulu kalau masa bukan PKP dia boleh buat di kat gym. So, masa tu dia tak dapat sebab sekarang dah PKP. Alright, so dia teruskan latihan di rumah sahaja. Okey, dan juga dia akan lock jam dia lah. Dia berlatih di rumah. Okey, alright, ataupun yang sebelah kanan ni pula dia buat senaman juga di dalam rumah. Okey, kalau anda dapat lihat di depan dekat kaki dia sini, alright, anda akan nampak laptop, okey, di mana dia actually tak silap saya dia buat yoga or something like that. Okey, dan dia ikut arahan daripada YouTube channel. Okey, so dia ikut arahan tu. Okey, kalau anda lihat di gambar yang tengah pula ni, ini bukan kata main handphone adalah physical recreation, tapi itu adalah di mana mereka rasa bosan, okey, kalau buat seorang diri. So apa mereka buat, dia secara berkumpulan, okey, dia share. Okey, so dia dapat sama-sama buat lah. Contoh kalau dia nak buat Zumba, so dia akan share video call, okey, dan semua akan buat Zumba sama-sama. Mengikut panduan daripada YouTube ke apalah, so at least dia seronok sikit lah pada masa tu. Alright, untuk dari segi kemahiran, alright, dia pun ada yang boleh buat di rumah. Okay, seperti yang Skipper Norma beritahu tadi, alright, pelatih muzik, alat muzik boleh dikira, okay, di rumah pun boleh buat. Okay, ataupun yang di tengah sini dia pelatih membuat Rubik Cube. Okey, yang bawah ni pula dia buat make up muka. Okey, yang sebelah kiri ni dia buat computer skill. Alright, kemahiran komputer. Tak silap saya dia tengah buat Photoshop ke tak, ke something like that lah. Alright, so yang ini pun adalah beberapa benda yang boleh mereka buat di rumah juga. Alright, tak semestinya mesti ada di luar rumah, khasnya masa musim COVID ni ya. Okey, untuk hemat masyarakat pula, okey, yang dapat keluar, okey, kita akan nampak yang ni actually di Malaysia, gambar ni. Okey, yang ni di Malaysia dia pergi ke kampung lah untuk serahkan keperluan asas lah. Okey, bagi yang tak ataupun yang sebelah kiri ni, okey, budak ni apa dia buat, dia beli alkohol, liquid tu lah. Okey, apa dia buat ialah dia belikan botol besar, lepas tu dia isikan dalam botol kecil dan dia agih-agihkan ke kawasan perumahan dia. Alright, so ini adalah satu, dia rekodkan lah, okay, berapa lama dia ambil untuk isikan botol-botol tu. Lepas tu satu projek lagi dia dah habis isi, dia agihkan lah. Alright, so yang ni dia juga buat. Okay, yang tengah ni kalau anda lihat, okay, dia sebenarnya mengajar. Alright, so yang gadis yang anda lihat di yang skrin kecil tu, alright, dia sebenarnya mengajar budak adik perempuan ni cara membuat ballet, tak silap saya. Okay, alright, so itu mengajar adalah kiranya sebagai voluntary service juga. Okay, ia sama juga dengan sebelah kanan bawah, right, pula dia sama juga, dia mengajar cara membuat violin. Okey, kalau di tengah ni pula yang lukisan ni pula apa tu? Okey, yang ni adalah mereka buat sebagai himmat masyarakat, di mana dia lukiskan poster ke apa dan dia paparkan di media sosial. Okey, sebagai social responsibility lah. Okey, untuk promosikan pakai mask lah, untuk menghargai frontliner kita lah. Okay, so yang ini adalah beberapa voluntary service lah yang dia bagi contoh lah. Okay, dan MHS journey ni lah yang kira mereka masih tak benarkan, tapi apa yang mereka galakkan calon buat, okay, adalah teruskan perancangannya, okay, secara offline, okay, ataupun bukan di luar lah. Okay, research tempat dan possible aim adalah tujuan anda melakukan pengembaraan tersebut. Okey, secara remote, okey, rancangkan perjalanan, makanan yang anda nak buat, makan, okey, kaedah eksplorasi, okey, boleh melakukan latihan secara online, okey, mungkin dari segi campcraft, masakan, first aid, navigasi, yang ini semua boleh, saya rasa boleh nampak daripada YouTube semua kan. Okey, so yang ini dikira sebagai perancangan, okey, masa mereka masa COVID ni lah, merancang sehingga PKP ditamatkan. Okey, bila boleh buat aktiviti pengembaraan baru mereka lakukan pengembaraan tersebut lah. Right, so yang ini adalah beberapa sharing lah, sedikit sharing. Saya share terus dari yang ini terus daripada international body lah untuk DOE ni. Okey, yang residential project pun sama. Okey, yang buat goal, dia buat residential project, dia pun dikira sebagai merancang dulu lah, buat perancangan dahulu sebelum sehinggalah PKP ditamatkan, dan baru dia boleh lakukan projek dia, dan baru dia lakukan projek lah. So dia tak bazir masa duduk kat rumah lah. Okey, dia ada beberapa contoh, apa flexibility, di mana sebab yang ini dia share untuk hasil untuk mereka yang dah halfway nak buat friendly work ni. Okey, so dia kata boleh tak dia tukar aktiviti, sebab mungkin aktiviti sebelum ni dia memang perlu keluar, tapi masa PKP dia dah tak boleh keluar, so dia kata jangan bimbang, hubungi ward leader anda, pilih aktiviti yang baru yang anda boleh lakukan di rumah, cari seorang inilah, seperti yang diberitahu lah, seboleh-bolehnya bukan yang ada dari segi ibu bapa anda ataupun saudara mara anda lah. Right, set smart goal yang baru, berkait dengan aktiviti yang baru. Alright, set up record book anda, dan teruskan log aktiviti yang anda lakukan lah. And then dari segi what you call that, relaxkan keperluan untuk award ni, yang ini mereka share, alright, adalah untuk hasil lah yang 25 tahun. Seperti yang diberitahu tadi, dia minimal 14 tahun, and then they extend up to 25 tahun. So yang ini mereka benarkan untuk extend lah, alright, bagi mereka yang dah dekat dan lebih lah, ataupun dah dekat 25 tahun. Dan masa COVID ni dah lebih 25 tahun tak sempat siapkan, mereka benarkan dia masih boleh lakukan aktiviti sehingga Disember 2021. Right, and then dari segi voluntary service, dia benarkan melakukan aktiviti lah sukarela di kalangan rumah ataupun dengan ahli keluarga. So maksudnya, contohnya kat rumah, dia kata tak boleh buat kerja rumah yang regular. Maksudnya sapu lantai lah, mop lantai lah, cuci tingkap lah, itu kira regular chores. Tapi dia kena meaningful, ataupun yang kira bukan yang biasa dibuat di rumah. Sebagai contoh, mungkin ada meja kerusi ke yang dah rosak kat rumah ke, boleh cuba baiki ke. Alright, so it's a voluntary service lah, dia mereka terima masa tu juga, tapi dia wajib ada smart goal tu lah. Right, itu voluntary service. Untuk adventurous journey, yang ini saya akan skip sebab most of you kira baru lagi lah. Yang ini mereka kata untuk yang sudah melakukan sebahagian daripada adventurous journey tersebut, ataupun baru nak mula ke adventurous journey. Alright, so yang ini saya boleh skip. Alright, so yang ini adalah berapa kelonggaran yang mereka berikan untuk di Edinburgh ni yang saya dapat hadir masa bulan Jun yang lepas lah. Alright, so itu sedikit sharing daripada saya lah. Untuk melakukan Edinburgh ni semasa PKP ni. Hasil seperti sekarang nampak COVID dah masuk gelombang kedua. So mungkin sesetengah tempat akan masuk PKP semula. So Yang ni yang saya dapat share lah untuk boleh fikir-fikirkan, right? Mungkin masih boleh lakukan di musim PKP ni, right? So itu sedikit masa saya curi lah, right, untuk berkongsi sedikit berkenaan 3 orang Edinburgh ni hasil masa PKP, right? Itu saja. Thank you, Skip.
Thank you, sir, Skipper Ling, for sharing that with us. Very informative. Yeah, I get a better picture of how DOE is all about. Right. Selain itu ada soalan lain sebelum kita berakhir? Tak ada. Skipper Helmi ada di sini. Tuan ingin bercakap sesuatu?
Ada. Saya just nak share tentang kita punya minggu angkasa lepas sedunia yang akan berlangsung mulai hari Ahad ni. Jadi nanti kita akan share di page Malaysia Sea Scout event-event yang akan diadakan sepanjang minggu depan untuk ahli-ahli kita yang berminat untuk menyelesaikan rencana astronomi. Dia akan dibuat secara online. Ada beberapa pengisian lah seperti mana yang disyaratkan dalam rencana astronomi, cuma kita akan buat secara maya lah, secara online. Termasuk juga satu lawatan maya ke planetarium di Taipei yang akan jadi part of the World Space Week event. Jadi perasmiannya akan diadakan pada hari Ahad ni di Planetarium Negara. Jadi then from that day onwards kita akan ada 1 week of space lah. Jadi saya akan keep updating di page Malaysia Sea Scout. Harap semua ahli pengangkat laut, khasnya kumpulan 32 Miri akan dapat participate dalam minggu ni. Ada banyak sangat benda yang ongoing, jadi dia punya siaran tu agak slow sikit, tapi kita akan use the remaining 1 or 2 days ni untuk boost up benda ni lah. So hopefully kita dapat faedah lah daripada benda ni, sebab ini first time Malaysia host International Space Week. So kita sebagai pengangkat laut yang menggunakan applied astronomy dalam kita punya daily life, jadi kita pun part of the event jugalah. So hopefully semua dapat join. Terima kasih.
Okay. Terima kasih Tuan. Nanti kita akan share maklumat terkini lah dalam grup WhatsApp dan juga melalui Facebook lah. Okay, kalau tak ada apa-apa, dengan itu kita sekali lagi mengucapkan ribuan terima kasih lah. Thank you so much Skipper Norma for taking your time. I know in the midst of your busy schedule, you're able to slot in this time for us. Malam lagi tu to share this wonderful thing. I think from this sharing, I think many of us now are aware of this award. I think some of us heard it vividly, but not so clear about it. But I think after this examination, we'll explore more, particularly trying to get involved with our local youth and sports department to find out more about this. And also thank you, Skipper, and all the rest of the leaders for joining us tonight to learn from Skipper Norma. All right. Before we end, can we on our video so that we can take a group photo together? Boleh kita onkan video kita supaya kita boleh ambil gambar bersama-sama sebagai kenang-kenangan. Bukan selalu bergambar dengan orang KL ni. Okay, boleh onkan gambar. Ya, onkan gambar pula. Onkan kamera. Okay. Apanya ramai yang malu. Okay, tak apa. Kita ambil gambar. Okay, 1, 2, 3. Okay.
Skipper sekali lagi.
Ya. Okay, sekali lagi. Okay, Tuan. Okay. maknanya handsome lah. 1, 2, 3. Skipper Helmi nak pasang lampu tak? Gelap sikit.
Baik, sekali lagi saja Jadi nak gambar je. Agaknya lah.
Okay. So cerah sikit.
Okay.
Okay, 1, 2, 3. Okay, jadi itu saja untuk malam ni. Terima kasih semua. Jadi sebelum sign log off, sila pastikan tuan-tuan dan puan telah mengisi borang maklum balas yang kita telah share dalam link tadi supaya kita boleh tambah baiklah untuk webinar seperti untuk masa akan datang. Saya akan share sekali lagi link itu. Ada di kawasan chat sana, saya akan kongsikan. Jadi itu saja untuk malam ni. Okay. Terima kasih Skipper Norma. You want to say something before we end? No. Okay. Thank you so much again for your time and selamat malam semua. Salam pengangkap.
Okay, salam pengangkap Skipper Charles. Jumpa lagi.
Ya, jumpa lagi tuan. Terima kasih.
Sambil tu lupa cakap congratulations Skipper Charles, Skipper Norma, Skipper Zili, Cikgu Amri, semua yang dah share all the information about ARP. Harap-harap nanti Miri akan terus menyertai dengan baiklah ARP and SMK Merbau pastinya lah.
Terima kasih tuan.
InsyaAllah. Thank you tuan.
Cikgu Amri lama tak dengar suara. Tak apa, nanti kita jumpa lagi insyaAllah. Okay, thank you semua. Okay, bye, selamat malam. Assalamualaikum.
Okay.